So I wanted to share with you this hive that I have. They originally started out in 2018 and then they swarmed. This is my swarm hive. So what's super cool is that I was doing this inspection. This hive's a little bit on the hotter side, but I'd lost the queen. I found her just now. She had moved over 2 other frames, even though she wasn't even anywhere near there, which was really surprising to me that she'd moved over that far. So she actually does not like the light either. None of them do. And she likes to move under the frames. So I was able to find her so that I could put her in her clip so that I wouldn't lose her and damage her during my inspection. With these bees, I was able to notice that they do have some honey and they are creating brood and they are rearing their babies right now, which is great. So I'm placing the frames with the honey closer towards the brood so they stay warmer as they're starting to expand, and then I'm taking the empty frames and moving them towards the outside. I want to have empty frames on the outside for them to fill as they utilize the rest of the honey. That's great, but otherwise I'm going to go ahead and start putting all the empty frames closer towards the middle so they can fill them up, but we're not quite there yet. We don't have the nectar flow going on. We have a little bit going on, but not a lot, and they're going to need as much help as they can get. So I'd like to give them a 1-up for the spring. Eventually we'll see if they end up getting a chance to fill all this up and moving into a second beat. I'm debating on requeening them or not. They requeen twice. The queen seems good, but they do seem a little bit on the hot side. They just don't like me being around their queen and things like that. So I was able to find her, which is cool. And I did go ahead and put her in this clip. The reason I did that was because she's unmarked and it makes me feel better. So I get kind of nervous with the unmarked queens, but she's right in there. She's a big unmarked queen. So you can see her moving around inside of there. She's a larger one, and you can see the size difference between them, which is pretty cool. So she's golden in color, and they adore her. They absolutely ball her up, and they keep her hidden most of the time. So, but she's very pretty. So we'll leave her in there for right now. She's good to go. Safer for her and for me, and that way I can rest assured. I'm going to put these empty frames on the outside. Like I said, this one doesn't even have any wax on it. So I'll go ahead and put that one in here on the very end. This will allow me to clean everything up, and then I'll put her back in here and I can show you what it looks like when we release the queen, which is super cool. So these are my little homemade candy boards. I'm starting to get a little bit on the dark side now, so I'm going to have to cut it close on my inspection. But we have a couple more hives. One of them is the flow hive. That's the Deer Park Beekeepers Association flow hive. So that's kind of cool. I can't wait to dive into them and see how they're doing and spot their unmarked queen. That's going to be pretty cool. So we'll go from there, and I'm pretty sure I didn't mark her last year. If I did, that's great. If I didn't, no big deal. But I don't think I had time last year to mark her. So here we go. I'll show you what it looks like to do this queen. So here we go. There's a queen in there. You can see she's on the bigger side. And I'm going to release her into the hive, so I'll tilt this camera down. You can see with me what's going to happen. Actually, I'll just take it with me. Here we go. So this is what happens when you release the queen back into the hive. So this is what it looks like. She's in there. You can see she's right there, moving around. She's bigger. But here we go. We're going to open this queen clip. We're going to open this up. You can see her walking around in there. There's our queenie. She's on the end right there. Right on the very end, that's the queen. Okay, here we go. We're going to go ahead and put her in. We'll drop her into the hive, and she's going to go back into her hive. Here she goes. Ready? Here she goes off there. You can see her on the frame, and she's going to go in. Here she goes. Ready? That's the queen. And in she goes. So they're checking on her. Saying, what are you doing? Are you in? She's in. In a minute, they're going to start pheromoning, spreading her pheromones around. And they will all know that she's here. She's good to go. So that's pretty cool. So looks like the clouds are rolling in and the wind's picking up, so I better button them up now. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you.